because we did both of those in this machine, and ask me how long.
How long, Kelly?
Thank you for asking.
Sure.
35 minutes.
That's nuts.
35 minutes.
And these are fall off the rib.
To the most juiciest, fall off the bone, flavorful. Look at this bone. Comes straight out.
The hardest thing about this is getting them out of there.
But they're juicy, they're tasty, they're flavorful, they're fall off the bone, and you haven't spent all day smoking them. That green machine is great, but it's expensive. Many people cannot afford it.
Pork alert.
And you have to spend all day smoking them. These are going to give you that smoky, soft, sweet flavor. I mean, look at these bones literally coming apart. That's what we're talking about when we mean fall off the bone. A lot of restaurants claim they have fall off the bone ribs.
Yeah, no.
You've never had fall off the bone ribs until you've done them in a pressure cooker in 35 minutes.
Oh my God.
And here's the thing. My husband is a rib snob. I make fun of him because everywhere we go he tries their ribs and he's always got something to say about their ribs. They're not as good as his ribs. Why? He pressure cooks his ribs. He pressure cooks his for 35 minutes and then throws them on the top of the grill for about 5 because he likes that charcoal grill flavor. We have a charcoal grill. You could do that as well. You don't need to. But you can do the capacity of 2. I mean, this is like 14 pounds of baby back ribs. You could probably even fit a whole nother rack in here, and you're talking 35 minutes.
That's nuts. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And ribs, to do good ribs, it takes forever.
It does.
I mean, it's like a long, arduous thing. Throw them in here, 35 minutes later, the whole gang is eating the most succulent, most delicious ribs that they've ever had. They are just so incredibly good. I have to give an update, though, Miss Kelly. Excuse me 1 second. If you want the red, it is last call on the red. And in fact, total, I have only a little bit over 1,000 of these even available. But the red, I'm down to the last 200. The next one to sell out right after that will be the black that Kelly's working with. And then I've got a few more left in the blue. And what's going to happen is once the red goes, there's going to be a rush here and then the final rush here. So if you want to jump in and be able to get it, great time to do it. And Kelly, isn't this the perfect time of year to have a pressure cooker?
This is such a great, it actually is the perfect time of year to do a pressure cooker because we're doing those heavy, heavy meats. We're doing our soups, we're doing our stews, we're doing our potatoes. We're doing our winter meals that, you know, like grandma's home cooking. These are like hearty, homemade tasting meals without the hearty, homemade time spent in the kitchen because pressure cooking increases your, increases the time by 2 times. So you're actually cooking twice as fast, even 3 times as fast. I love that she's over here jamming on the ribs. But you can see the cooking times right there. This all comes in the instruction manual that comes included. You're going to do ribs and pork in 30 minutes. You're going to do beans from dry, by the way, in 14 minutes. You're going to do beef roasts in 26 minutes. You're going to do potatoes from raw in 12 minutes. Potatoes, it's crazy. Take an hour in the oven. Right. You're going to do veggies and fish in 5, and you're going to do poultry from frozen in 20 minutes. So those are some of the cooking times you can expect. But I promised to talk to you about why Elite. Why choose Elite over another pressure cooker? Well, a lot of those pressure cookers, you have to know PSI. You have to know calculations. You have to know the weight of what you're putting in there. Not with Elite. They've built in this really expensive computer. It's what we call our digital brain. It's all pre-programmed for you. So all you have to know is what food you're putting inside the machine. So we're going to pop this on here, and I'm just going to show you. Make sure we can see that. How's that? Okay. You got a reheat function. You can reheat food if you want to. Then you can press beans. If you put beans inside there, it's already preset. Say you're doing brown rice, 23 minutes. How about white rice? 10 minutes. How about wild grains? 25 minutes. Stew, 18. Poultry, 20 minutes, and that's from frozen.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's from frozen. Yeah. Okay, there's our pork and ribs function. That's 30 minutes. Soup in 16. Beef in 26. Potatoes in 12. 12 minutes for potatoes. Desserts, you're going to be able to do most desserts in 20, vegetables and fish in 5. You can also set your own amount of minutes if you know a certain amount of minutes. And there's a delay timer, so you can set it while you're at work. Come home to a perfectly delicious, flavor-infused, pressure-cooked meal while you've been gone all day.
I mean, can you imagine that? And here's the thing. If you were lucky enough to have a grandma or a mother or somebody like that who used to spend the day, she didn't work and she stayed at home and she used to make these meals, and you'd walk in the door after school or, you know, after a long day and you go, oh my gosh, Mom made a stew. It's been on there all day long. This is the result you're going to get. No kidding. And you know, the old, I think we've been shy about pressure cookers because they freak us out. There's just way too much and they bubble and they make noises and steam's blowing everywhere. This is a whole different ballgame.
It
there wouldn't be more than 900 reviews. This is always been a customer pick. Always, always, always. And we have some awesome pressure cookers here at HSN. You're looking at the very best we do. And this time of year, she did a mac and cheese. Can you imagine? You came home, you know, you've been fighting the traffic, the slush, the snow, the rain, the mess outside, and your kids are starving, you're starving, and you go, you know what? From raw, we're going to do mac and cheese.
In 11 minutes, 8 quarts of it.
I mean, you're dumping.
You have a big family.
Explain it. Explain.
Yes.
Raw
noodles. So here's the recipe for mac and cheese, because I know you know how to make mac and cheese, okay? I'm not reinventing how to make mac and cheese. By the way, Suzanne, I got your bowl over here.
Thank you.
She's got her fork ready.
I do.
But I know you know how to
ready.
make mac and cheese. But you have to get it onto the stovetop. You're dirty in a pot. You're dirty in a pan. You're babysitting the boiling water. You're putting your pasta in. You're making sure it doesn't
Or you
boil
get the
over.
box and you open it up. Hello.
Or you get the box and you open it up and it has junk in it.
Yeah.
Or you do it in the oven, whatever. Now you're going to do it in your pressure cooker in 11 minutes, and here's what you do. This is an 8-quart capacity. This is our non-stick. It comes right out. You pop your noodles in here dry. You put it like a water or a broth, whichever you want for your liquid, and you give it 9 minutes. You shut the lid, you walk away for 9 minutes. You come back, you pop your cheese in, and you give your cheese 2 minutes to get ooey gooey and melty like you see here, and you have mac and cheese done in 11 minutes. You haven't dirtied the pot, you haven't dirtied the pan, you haven't actually done much work whatsoever. But now you have like grandma tasting. We use that term a lot because our grandmothers cooked with pressure cookers, right?
That's right.
But those pressure cookers,
they would spend hours cooking.
Right. But those pressure cookers that they used jiggled on the
like,
stovetop. The little
crazy.
thing jiggled. She cleared people out of the kitchen because she was worried if she opened it
gonna
wrong,
blow.
it would explode. This is not your grandmother's pressure cooker. This is silent. It's electric. You don't hear a noise. All you do is taste flavorful food 3 times fast.
And again, you don't have to work with the full 8 quarts. I don't want you to think, because 8 quarts is a great size. I mean, when you're cooking up a storm, it's fabulous. But if you're cooking for a smaller group, guess what? You can cook in any dimension you want, right?
You can go smaller in the 8 quart. It's just, if you get the 6 quart, which is a great machine as well, just keep in mind you can only do the 6 quarts.
Right. Gotcha.
So this is, I mean, it's just me and my husband. We use it all the time.
Right,
for just the 2 of us.
Right, so again, you're not always having to cook for like a big monster party when you get it. But this is the most popular size that we do. Yes. People love the 6 quart, but they really crave the 8 quart. Now, what in the world? Is that frozen? Really frozen chicken?
I mean, really frozen chicken. And it's huge. It's these thick chicken breasts. But here's the thing. We all have frozen meat in our freezer.
That's right.
We've got the chicken breast, we've got steak, maybe we have pork, maybe we have salmon. But you have that uh-oh moment where you call your spouse or you just call your children and you're like, oh my goodness, I was going to make the chicken tonight. I didn't thaw it.
I forgot to thaw it.
What do? On the way home, you stop by pizza, you stop by fast food, you eat the junk, you feel guilty the next day. You don't have to do that because you can cook from frozen in 20 minutes. In the time it would take you to go through the drive-thru, shell out the cash, and eat the junk, you're going to have from frozen meals in 20 minutes. So you can see what I did is you can actually brown in here. So we get it warm enough to brown. I'm going to brown my veggies, saute my veggies. Okay. I threw in my frozen chicken. And then all you need with the pressure cooker, as you can see what I'm about to do here, is a little bit of liquid. This is a spicy salsa. It could be marinara, it could be broth, red wine, white wine, beer, it could be a can of soup. Maybe you want to do like a can of French onion soup or cream of mushroom soup. Whatever you want to put in as your liquid, keep in mind your meat and your veggies are going to get infused with that flavor. So that's always a good thing. So choose your liquids wisely because everything is going to taste like this salsa. It's going to be so tasty. Pour it on inside there and then watch. All you do is literally... That's as hard as this machine gets.
That's great.
So if you've ever been intimidated by pressure cooking, which I was once one of those people 3 or 4 years ago before I met this machine, I was like, a pressure cooker? That sounds way over my head. It just sounds intimidating. You just lock it into place. You put it on airtight right here. Once it comes under pressure, you're going to see this little valve pop straight up. Once that valve is up, this lid is so locked into place it absolutely would not come off. It's one of the safety features. When you want to remove the pressure, you just place it to exhaust. You're going to hear the pressure release. It's going to release naturally and slowly. So airtight means you're cooking, exhaust, you're eating. Then all you do is come down here to that digital brain, and I'm going to pop it onto poultry because I'm doing chicken. I know that I'm doing chicken, and guess what? I don't have to know PSI or time or temperature or the weight or that it's fresh or frozen. Look what it says, 20 minutes.
What happens if I miss it when it stops?
It'll go to keep warm.
Explain that feature.
Yeah, no, it's a great
it's huge.
feature. So, unlike your oven, which will burn your food if you don't get to it, this goes to keep warm, which means it comes down from pressure and it keeps your food perfectly warm. It doesn't dry it out, but it keeps it at the perfect temperature so that even an hour later, because it'll keep it warm for up to 6 hours.
No, gang, and that's huge because if you go, oh my gosh, you know, I've all of a sudden got to go do something. I'm now an hour later. It's not going to overcook it. You have to understand the keep warm mode is so specific that it truly keeps it warm. You're not going to go back to mush. That's the great thing about this, too.
It doesn't keep pressurizing it.
It doesn't keep pressure. It doesn't keep cooking. It and it keeps it at the perfect safe temperature. So when you open it up, you're like, this is awesome. Oh my gosh, I got stuck on the computer for an extra hour or on a phone conversation I couldn't hang up on. And you come back and go, oh, it's still awesome and delicious. All right, I have to give another quick update for everybody. The red, we're down to the last 150. The black, I am down to under 400. Okay, so between these two, they are going to sell out here in just a couple of minutes. And then everyone that's going to kind of wait to the last minute, and then they go, oh my gosh, I really do want that. You're going to be getting the blue. And the blue is fine. Don't worry about it. I love the blue.
I love the blue
but if you want the red or the black, you really have to order now if you want to make sure you reserve yours. Here's what we've done tonight. We have a really awesome 5 flex pays. You know, actually, we don't do that very often on the Elite. Kelly and I have been on. I know we've done it at 3 and 4 for sure.
We
but
never
5,
do free shipping.
Yeah, well, and we don't do free shipping at all.
Heavy.
So the 5 flex pays is excellent. You've got free shipping right now. And again, you can really feel confident because we have over 900 reviews. The vast majority say this is a perfect item. You know how hard it is to get anybody to agree on anything that's actually perfect?
They
say
go
it's
on
absolutely
to complain,
perfect.
right? Most people have something to complain.
Yeah, and most of the time, if you're going to go write anything, it's because you are upset. And you're like, oh, I'm going to tell the world about it. This, people get so excited about it, they've gone, and hundreds have done it, and they've done it over every version of this we've ever done. It's always a customer pick. So if you're looking at this and saying, you're right, I'm a busy person, I really do want to cook more at home. So the whole show, the whole night is about looking into the new year. How do we cook healthier? How do we cook smarter and better? And then how do we get in shape? We got Tony to handle that in a little bit. But this is that answer. This is no more drive-through guilt. Gosh, Kelly, you know, as moms, you know, when you're just frazzled and you're pulling through that drive-through, that little voice in the back of your head said, this is the why? But we're frazzled. We don't have time to sit in front of a stove and spend hours creating a meal. This is that answer. If you go home and say, we're just ordering pizzas, and you wait and you spend a ton of money on pizza, again, that little voice, especially for moms, is like, you know, that's not a good choice. Now you control your ingredients, and now you get home-cooked, slow cooking taste and flavor, and you do it at a nanosecond of the time. I think that's why this, even at whatever price we've had it on the air for, does so well.
It's so true. I mean, we all kind of crave that taste, that homemade taste that maybe was our mom's, maybe was our grandmother's. I remember my grandmother used to spend all day in the kitchen. I remember as a kid, it was such an exciting thing to go to grandma's because she made the best food and everybody couldn't wait to eat dinner. She literally spent 8 hours in the kitchen to get those flavors. It's a new time. You don't have the time nor probably the desire to spend 8 hours in the kitchen anymore, but you can still get those flavors. I just want to show you, I pulled out these 3 chicken breasts. This is the demonstration I showed you before with the frozen. I don't need a knife. You know, there's no other way of cooking chicken that you could literally do this. You couldn't cut it with a fork or peel it apart with a fork. If you did it on your stovetop or if you did it in your oven, it'd be dried out. But literally, because of the science behind pressure cooking, the liquid, there's nowhere else for evaporation to go except you're back into your food. So it's a more nutritious way of cooking because you're not losing essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, but it's a more flavorful way to cook as well, and everything is literally going to peel apart. And there's no guesswork. I mean, it's goof-proof. I push chicken and walk away for 20 minutes.
Right, yeah. And so even if you're a complete novice, now I love this too because many of the reviewers decided they were going to brag about what they love to cook in here.
Oh, good.
So I love this. They were on there going, let me tell you what I've done. 1, canned tomatoes recently. You can, because it's an 8 quart, you can actually do canning.
Yes, you can.
Now, a lot of people shy away from canning, but honestly, there's a whole new cult following to the idea of canning because we're thinking about, you know, having foods, getting the freshest possible. So if you've ever thought of canning, even remotely, and you're getting this just for everyday cooking, understand you can do great canning in here. Also, this one gal was saying she does pork shoulders and she loves to do tamales.
Oh, great.
How interesting is that?
Great. Actually, we just did pork here, and I was going to mention, throw this on tacos, throw this over nachos, put this on a bun. You know, this is 2. This is what I love about the 8 quart. You could have done 1 of these, but we did 2 giant pork roasts. And that brings me, to another point. You can actually get a less expensive cut of meat and have it taste like the expensive cut of meat because of the way it's infused. Many 5-star restaurants pressure cook with less expensive cuts of meat, and you don't know the difference because it tastes so juicy, so moist, and so flavorful. All of its natural ingredients, like its natural fats, its natural nutrients, stay inside there, and then anything you put in there infuses into it. So it's really a great way to cook faster, but I always mention it's a healthier way to cook too because you're not losing the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients.
Okay, by the way, the red, final and last call. This is not going to be available much longer. The black is following that very quickly. Both of those are going to be gone in this airing. So if we've got a couple more minutes to go on it, if you want the red or the black, I just recommend do it now because, I'm at home. Everybody's like, oh, sure, whatever. And they're like, and it cracks me up. Even my friends go, you said that was going to sell out, and it really did. I'm like,
we don't just say.
They're just like, yes. When I say it's going to be gone, trust me, you can pretty much be assured it's going to be gone. That cracks me up when my good friends who know me say it. They're like, yeah, really, and it sold out, didn't it? I go, yes, it did.
I get the same reaction.
Do you do?
Isn't that funny? I'm like, we're not alarmists. We're not just saying it just for fun. It's like we really have a certain amount,
and we can see and we know, and my producer's in my ear. So between all that, just long explanation.
Yes.
The red and the black are almost gone, and then there's going to be kind of that last scramble for the blue. All right, this is my dear friend Corey.
Yes.
She's always been a vegetarian.
Okay.
And she loves doing beans.
Yes.
And when you work with dry beans, and most people don't, because it's always cans or whatever, once she discovered pressure cooking, and she bought hers from HSN, thank you, Corey, she loves it. She says she does the best soups. She raves about her soups. She'll sit and talk to me multiple times about her beans because she just
like, okay,
the beans. Okay. And then also recently her husband decided to go completely vegan as well for health issues.
Yeah,
he really needs to turn around his lifestyle. So now it's become even more important for them to eat and get the protein out of beans, especially for him now.
Well, that's absolutely, I'm so glad you brought that up because this is the perfect way to do beans. And by the way, beans, my husband used to do canned beans a lot. I do a lot of beans as well. That's how I don't eat a ton of meat, so I get a lot of my protein from beans as well. But we used to buy the canned beans. Well, then I started learning what's in some of the canned stuff, like a lot of sodium, certain cans contain BPA. I'm not going to freak you out or anything, but sometimes canned beans aren't that great. So if you go to the health food store and you buy the dry for literally pennies on the dollar that you pay for the cans, by the way, literally pennies on the dollar. There's that big wall that you never go to. Go to it. Get your dried beans because in 14 minutes on most beans, now some of them take 22 or 25, depends on your bean, but by the way, we give you the manual. From dry, you pop them in the pressure cooker, and here's what you can do. Now you can infuse your beans. I do garlic-infused pinto beans. I do hot sauce-infused black beans for my tacos. So you can infuse your beans with the liquid you put inside there. Say you put a hot sauce or a salsa or a garlic broth. Now your beans are going to be infused. So your beans are going to taste better than the canned beans. They're healthier, and you can do only a certain amount of beans. So you don't have to have leftover beans if you don't want leftover beans. Love that you brought that up. The other thing is rice. All of the 5-star restaurants, basically in the world, cook with a pressure-based rice cooker. You've probably priced out rice cookers, right? Pressure-based rice cookers, but all they do is cook rice. They don't do your mac and cheese, your ribs, your pork, your chicken. They don't do all that. This is going to do all that and your rice.
Yes. Sorry. Red sold out. Okay, now the black's going to go next, and then the blue. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, thank you.
Just want to get that in.
And then on to our vegetables. So here's my little health disclaimer. Jump on my soapbox, and I'll jump off quickly. If you like to do your vegetables, it is the healthiest way to eat a vegetable unless you're chewing it raw. Now, how many of you are doing this? Okay, I'm not.
Yummy!
But even when you steam a veggie, you lose the nutrient content through evaporation. When you pressure cook a veggie, all the nutrients remain inside because there's nowhere for the evaporation to occur. So it's the healthiest way to do a veggie unless you're going to do them raw. I put in a whole thing of broccoli, maybe a whole cauliflower. It's a whole meal for me.
How do you not overcook it? Because that'd be one thing I would worry would turn to mush.
You hit the vegetable button.
No, duh.
It says,
I forgot that. Yeah.
No,
is it really?
No, yeah. It says vegetables. It's a 5-minute. I do a whole cauliflower. I pour salsa over it, so my whole cauliflower is infused with salsa.
Idea.
Love salsa. And then 5 minutes later, it's soft. I cut it up. I eat it. I'm full, and it's like 100-calorie.
What can I do? Corn on the cob?
Oh,
like in the
fall?
fall?
Like 15 ears of corn on the cob in here.
And how fast?
5 minutes.
No, yeah, please. All right. We're talking a little about canning.
Yes.
Because I thought that was great. One of the gals said she just canned tomatoes in it.
Yeah, you can in this. Actually, some meats have to be cooked under pressure. Canned under pressure. So make your chili and stuff in here and then can your leftovers.
Oh,
and by the way, the manual that we keep referring to comes with all your canning times. It comes with all your cooking times. It comes with your veggie times, your beans, your rice, all the above.
Okay, good. Now we're going to keep on going because you want to see more little surprises out here, I know. The red is now gone, so please ignore the red except for what comes out of it. The black is going to be the next to go. And Matt, my handsome and oh so talented producer, how many black pressure cookers do we have left? Oh, there's 100, so no kidding there. That's going to be gone here in a second. And then don't freak out because the blue is fine, you know, with the flex pay and with the free shipping and handling. The 5 flex pays, that's the rarity here. I mean, at our HSN price, we have a lot of happy customers. And in fact, I don't even remember ever if I put this on sale. I don't know. I don't remember any presentation that I've done where we've actually had this on sale. I'm not going to say we've never done it, but for the vast majority of people who order this, they order it at the full price. What makes it really exceptional tonight is the free shipping and handling. That's actually something we don't do often. And quite frankly, it's the 5 flex pay. I've seen 3, and Kelly, we've done 4 on this, but tonight they added a 5th. So basically for what? Thanks guys, $26. Because you're not spending shipping, right? You're going to get this at home and experiment with it.
Yes.
Try the recipes and then have some fun with it. Try some stuff. If you're not thrilled, we have a ridiculously good return policy. In fact, we send you the label. You slap it on the box. You take it down to the UPS and hand it to them. They don't even, you don't have to talk to the people. You just go, there you go, and you walk out. We make the whole process of shopping with this easy because we want a great experience. So if you want to get it at home, we've got about how many, 9 minutes to go? The black's almost gone. The red is gone. The black's going to be gone here in 2 seconds. And then I'm going to have about 500 left in the blue. And so if you said, gosh, you know what? I've always wanted to pressure cook. I know it's faster and better for me and my family. The tastes are so much better. Like, it's crazy nuts what the taste is like coming out of this Elite pressure cooker. Then go for it. Why not try it with that 5 flex today?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about it.
I'm sorry. Sorry, sweetie. Black is now gone, too. Just when you get started. Like,
I know. No, it's fine.
Black is now sold out. You have the blue, that's the one she's working with, and you know, who cares? It's a great color.
It's great, yeah. I actually have the blue and the black. I have 2 of them. All right, this is our big seafood feast. This is 8 quarts of seafood. Ask me how long.
How long?
5 minutes.
No, get out.
Seafood
what did you put in there? Wait,
minutes.
you got
we
shrimp?
We have corn, shrimp, we have mussels. There's crab at the bottom. Please, the shrimp is going to be infused with the lemon and the garlic.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And look at the potatoes. 5
and
minutes.
there's crab down in there?
Yeah, there's crab here, crab legs.
Guys, look at the potatoes. Yeah. Perfect potatoes. And did you just dump it all in?
You dump it all in. It's 8 quarts. This could feed literally, depending on how hungry your guests are, 15 people.
That's great. And you imagine in the middle of winter doing a seafood boil.
Yes.
And it's not a boil.
It's amazing. So that's the thing. It's so versatile, but it gives you those flavors. I mean, we can talk about health. We can talk about how fast it is. But in my opinion, why do you want it? Everything tastes better.
Flavor, yeah.
I mean, we want those home-cooked flavors, those hearty meals that we crave that sometimes we don't get anymore because our lives are so busy. Now you're going to get it because you're going to be able to do it fast.
How's cleanup? Explain cleanup.
Okay, so cleanup is so easy because you do one pot cooking. Everything's in one pot. Pot comes out, you can either wash it or throw it in the dishwasher.
And also, can you show the measurements? I know that's a hot one, but if you don't mind, I like that. And why you can see it on the inside.
Yeah, on the inside. This, what I'm holding right here, is actually a specific stainless steel pot that we use for seafood. So this one you're going to look on .com if you want the stainless. The other one is the non-stick.
Oh, the non-stick pops out. I got you.
But they both pop out just like this, and you can see the measurements on the outside and the inside.
Which is
great. So that's going to read backwards for you because they're on the inside where you want them.
Right, exactly.
So if you have a recipe that calls for 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, you just fill it up to that line.
See how perfect is that? All right, we're going to wrap up on that. Let's go through the next couple because these will be sold out in this hour. And what do we have in here?
We have 2 chickens.
Oh, I just love this.
The lemon.
It is, yeah.
So we've done lemon chicken.
Wow.
And here's my little tip to you. Because the meat comes out of here so moist, sometimes it can be difficult to get it out. Before you pop it in, give it a little sling, what we call our little sling.
That's a great idea.
And that way, when it comes out, it's going to come out.
Well, look, that's so funny. Literally, the bones are falling off the chicken. And can you see that right there, you guys? It literally fell off as she was moving it. Right
and there's
here.
a whole nother chicken in here.
Look at that back there.
So that's why you want to do the 8 quart, because you're going to eat eat this chicken tonight, and then you're going to eat this one tomorrow or in a couple of days. You're going to cook once, eat twice, maybe 3 times.
That's right. Or you could do chicken salad. You could do chicken salad, you know, a chicken with lettuce salad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
you
great.
could do all kinds. But look at them. This is
great.
We have that poultry button because I did 2 whole chickens. We pushed that twice. So instead of giving it 20 minutes, we're going to give it 40 minutes.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's very, very easy. But just look at how moist it is. How it's literally peeling apart with 2 forks. We stuffed our chicken with lemon. So you can see here, all we did was stuff it with lemon and give it a broth. So now every bite of that chicken is going to taste like lemon chicken.
It's really good.
It's moist.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what we mean when we say it infuses. So choose your liquids wisely. If you want to do like a white wine sauce or a red wine sauce on the ribs, you might want to try like a beer sauce or a broth. Choose your liquids wisely because every bite, every morsel is going to taste like those liquids. And you were mentioning before, this is a way to increase your repertoire. My husband and I, we've been married 5 years this summer. We got to the point about 2 years ago where we were like, okay, you cook 3 things and I cook 5 things. We're sick of those 8 things. Like, we're sick of them. Enter pressure cooker. We've tried so much. Some of it lives, some of it dies, but all of it is infused and all of it is so easy. So you're going to get confidence in the kitchen, and you're going to try things that you've never tried before. Right,
and here's the other thing, too. You can do the desserts in here. We haven't actually gotten to that yet. We will in a minute. But again, if you're kind of on the fence, because we're about to sell out of all of them, you can actually do desserts. And then I have to tell you, we have a cookbook available. I don't think we have a lot of them, but I'll just give you the information, because you might be brand new to pressure cooking, and you're like, you know, you guys were years ago, I don't know how to do it. It's called Simply the Best Pressure Cooker Cookbook. It's 112 pages, and it's also a customer pick. And I think if you can pick that up, that's fine. But if you can't, there are gazillions of recipes on the website. You can go onto the internet
everywhere,
and you can find so many pressure cooking recipes that you really will go, wow, I didn't know that could be done. So if you've seen it so far, we've done a ton of chicken. We did a whole lobster, like a seafood.
You could do a whole lobster.
You could do a
whole lobster in 10 minutes, by the way.
10 minutes. We've done the rice. You can do the beans. You can do the canning in it. Over there, we did the mac and cheese. We had the pork over there. We had a chicken salsa from frozen in how many minutes?
The chicken, 20.
Yeah, 20 minutes. From hard, and it was thick chicken, not little thin, tiny pieces. And then down at the very end, what was that at the end? Oh, the ribs, of course. Okay, now what are we going to show next?
So this is our chili. So you're doing your chili now. I know you are.
Oh, yeah. And no, you want to do your chili now.
Or you want to.
But who has time, right?
Well, the thing is, we spend all day doing our chili, and then guess what? It tastes better 2 days later, right?
Yeah, true.
Second day chili tastes better 2 days later. But this is going to taste like next day chili the exact same day. The reason is because you're cooking under pressure. So everything gets infused, it gets mashed, it gets melded, all the flavors marry perfectly together. And you're going to do 8 quarts of chili, and ask me how long.
How long?
18 minutes.
That's awesome. And it tastes like 2-day-old chili, which is the kind of stuff we really crave and want. We're going to say hi to Wendy. Just so you'll know, the blue will be sold out here in just a couple of minutes, and that's the last color I have. Hi, Wendy in Missouri. Oh, my gosh. It's got to be freezing cold out there.
Yes, it is.
Where in Missouri, Wendy?
I live in Columbia.
Oh, I went to Mizzou.
Oh, yeah. Home of the Tigers.
You got it.
Well, Wendy, you know, since it's nice and cold out there, wouldn't it be nice right now to, like, have a steaming cup of homemade chili?
That's just what I have on my stove right now.
Oh, that's funny. How long has it been cooking?
I cooked it yesterday, so it's reheating for tonight.
Yeah, you see, was she right about the chili's better the second day?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
That's
so better the second day.
Well, then why did you pick this up, Miss Wendy?
Well, I do some canning, so I got the canning stuff to go with it. So,
awesome.
You know, I got raised with the old one that's flickering, and my mom's just gotten so old it's just not even usable. We had to put a paper thing on top of the steamer thing so it didn't jiggle off. So,
geez.
So I decided I'd get a smaller one, and I don't need to can that much anymore.
Yeah, and you know what's really nice, too? You'll find you'll use it so much more often. It's not just for canning. I mean, you've seen all the stuff we've done, so if you're already comfortable with an older model of a pressure cooker, I think you'll be amazed what you're going to cook in here.
Oh, yeah. It just, you know, I've been watching it. I waited and waited, and I thought, oh, do I really want that? And I thought, yeah, I do. I I have an old one that goes on the stove, but I just don't use it very often.
Right.
And I like the fact that you could do the timer on this one and go to work and have something ready when you got home, which would be very nice. And, and so some of that's very appealing, the things and all the functions that it has.
Well, from what you're going from, it's kind of like going from horse and buggy to a really nice race car.
Yes, it is.
You'll love it, Wendy.
It will be. You're right.
Well, enjoy it, and you stay safe and warm out there, okay?
I will. You too.
Take care, sweetie.
Thank you so much.
You too.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Wendy.
See, I love it. She's been using the old stovetop models, and she said enough. And I do think even if you've done that, or let's say you really stink in the kitchen, you're like, I can't cook at all. You get this. Just start with the recipes or go on the internet and find recipes. And everybody who comes into your house is going to go, oh, you're such a good cook. When did you learn how to cook?
So true.
The whole family's going to be, Mom, you made this tonight? Instead of like, oh, what did Mom make tonight? Or Dad.
That's so true. Go to the website. I love reading the reviews. I have so much fun reading the reviews. One lady said, my friends now think I can cook. Because it's so
awesome.
easy and it's so goof-proof and everything comes out tasting perfect every single time.
Yeah, and I think what happens is you don't have to know what you're doing.
You don't.
You really, really don't. It's literally, what do you have frozen in your freezer right now? Ground beef, fine. Chicken, fine. Pork's fine. Whatever. Salmon. Whatever's frozen, you're going to toss it in there, toss some veggies in there, pick a liquid, and you go, oh, button, hello. And then you walk away. And it will not do the jiggling, steaming, blowing thing. You won't. All you do is, when it's ready, you release the pressure, and it's a real gentle release. It's not like, oh, you're like Yosemite.
You'll hear it, but you'll hear releasing the pressure, and you'll go, okay, it's releasing the pressure.
Okay.
It's no big deal.
There will not be fear in your kitchen when you got to release the pressure. It's not. And then what I love to remember, it's got to stay warm. So even if it's done cooking and all of a sudden you're stuck on the computer or on a phone call or, oh, shoot, I got to go get a kid from school. I forgot him. Yeah, that's happened to me before.
Apparently.
He drives himself now, thank goodness. Okay. But anyway, or you're late for something or you're late, whatever, it's going to sit there and it won't keep cooking. It'll taste just like it was supposed to taste the minute it turned off because it stays in a perfect stay warm mode.
And it'll do a delay as well. So if you're going to be gone all day, you pop it on that delay feature. It'll go on 2 hours before you get home. Oh, by the way, and I never mentioned this enough, and I kick myself for it too, you don't always have to use it under pressure. You can use it as a slow cooker. Just don't put it under pressure.
Huge.
So I know. So
can you time for slow cooking?
Yeah, you can. You can time for the slow cooking as well.
So
you just don't put it under
4
pressure.
hours.
You just don't put it, which means you just don't put that airtight valve on.
So you can slow cook too.
So you can slow cook.
Girl, I think that's the first time you've ever said that we've been together.
Somebody should fire me.
No, you do a fabulous job.
But we have to mention our cheesecake because we did this in 9 minutes. So this is going to be from your traditional springform pan that you probably already have. You're going to put it in a water bath. You're going to put it on a towel inside here, and you're going to cook it for 9 minutes. My favorite dessert to do is you take a whole pineapple. You can core it with your little pineapple core that you just got. Take a whole pineapple, put it inside here, the whole thing, totally whole, don't cut it. Pour the rum as the liquid, okay? Give it like a cup of rum.
Stop.
I know. Give it 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, your pineapple's going to be infused with rum. When you take it out, you shave it over vanilla ice cream. It's amazing. It's a great dessert to do in the winter because how often are you going to get rum-infused pineapple vanilla ice cream in the middle of the winter? We can get a pineapple. If you've got some rum, which most of us do, throw it in your pressure cooker.
If I've got some rum, really? She has to ask. Okay, if you're on the line for the blue, we've got you covered, so don't hang up. But if not, see, all of you.